Good morning, everybody. I just wanted to quickly go over Google Slide formatting for anybody that needs a little bit of extra boost. This is a really great example slideshow. So I'm using it to just go over the right click on the slides on the left here to duplicate slides, to then modify them when necessary. You can also then take slides and drag them and reorder them in this menu over here on the left. A lot of people just don't have this basic level instruction on Google Slides. So, um, I want to give everybody the right training here. You see how there's borders on all these? You can right click and go into formatting options and just leave this menu open over here, or you can go into format, borders and lines, and add weights and whatnot to make borders for your pictures and make them pop a little bit. And here, I want to show you something. This is just a random example that I'm going to undo, but you can see I put a border on here and I made it thick. This paintbrush, or roller, um, paint format, what it does is it takes the formatting of an existing object. If you put the time into going into menus and putting borders on, changing colors, or whatever it might be, you can then take that cluster of invested time and click on that object and copy all of those formatting options and then click on any other object anywhere. So I can go from here to also, I have to click it one more time if I were to go on to the next page here and do it to the next object. But you can quickly edit through everything. You come up with one style, copy that format everywhere. I'm going to Control Z here and back up and undo that mess I just made, because this looks fantastic as is. But this is the kind of stylized formatting that I'm looking for, and just being comfortable with inserting text boxes if you need to put in some sort of titling, working with some basic graphic design so you can lay things out. Things like this go a long way. If you can get like a black and white or PNG type files and drop them in there to enhance the style a little bit, is always a good idea. Um, these are the fundamentals of building something that's really presentable for yourself. Table of contents, also keep in mind, is the very last thing you do no matter what. Um, you go through generating something like this over a longer period of time. This isn't just like a one day type deal. This is an ongoing record keeping system. So you don't really know what you're going to deal with until the very end. So you can't build this until it's all done. You go back in, you look at your categories or titles that you've created, chapters of a book in a sense, and then you just put the chapter titles up here when you're done, and it looks beautiful and it looks organized, and that's what you're going for. And then the final part of this that I didn't get the chance to really go over with everybody is publishing it. I thought it was like blocked in the Tom's River system because it was just moved in Google and I didn't see it. But in the share menu, you have publish to the web. And what's amazing about this is right here already, you've got the web link for it. You can choose some options here. Have this as an auto start slideshow, and have it loop or restart after the last slide ends, depending on how big your slideshow you build online is. You decide how you want it to time itself automatically, and then you could also mechanically do it by hand, but you can change the options here and set up a slideshow. And then once you're done with that, copy the link. And there's a lot of different things you can do with the link. It's a huge long link, but you can hyperlink it to just the words digital portfolio on a resume, or you can turn it into a QR code and put it on a business card. There's so many different things you can do, but it becomes just its own website after you publish these things. So you can take a single portfolio, you can take a bunch of contents from different portfolios if you're building them over time in different classes and put them together and build one big personal digital presentation for yourselves. But like, this is just it's a great life skill. It's actually a super helpful tool. It works beautifully. It's because it's Google based. It's also very flexible. Like it opens up on mobile platforms, Mac, PC. Like it's because it's web based and done very well on the back end through Google, that this is compatible everywhere. So you can send somebody a resume and give them your digital portfolio link, and they can click on that and then get to anything you decide to share with the world. So sorry that's a little bit longer than I expected, but I'm gonna be around for a couple of days, and I want to give everybody a chance to really get themselves organized digitally, because it's this this is half the class. You have to understand that, like, in terms of scores and what you're doing, it's the weighted as half the class when you're dealing with presentation work and digitizing your work and doing all of the technical skill stuff for the technology side of things, and not just the construction of the projects and the basics of using tools and everything. It's dual, project work here. Anyway, um, and then I just might as well say this one more time since I'm right here, is, the process of grading for me, because of it being a project course, it's all project based learning stuff, meaning you got a lot of different things going on, and your record keeping goes in here, and I should be able to search for any student that I've got and see something like this. You should have your name down here as the save title, which means, ooh, the wrong part of it, in the top left where you rename it. And this is what controls this here. And then you also want the cover of the slide to be your own. So, you shouldn't still see Mr. Bonk there after you've worked on this. It should be yours. So, anyway, um, that's all I have to say about that. Take care, guys. I'll see you soon.